Or dear students, or today we'll see what do we mean by active filters, in which the first we'll see what is active low pass filter. So we'll have the heading as active low pass filter. Now, if you see, low pass filtering can be possible by resistance in series and capacitance in parallel. So here you are going to give your input signal. Okay, this is V in, and then here you can take your output signal V out. Okay, and then this is a R in series with the signal and C parallel across the signal. This will give you a low pass filtering concept. Now this type of filter which uses passive devices will be called as passive filter. Now the limitation of this filter is the output will be always less than the input. Because of the losses into R and C, the output will be always less than the input. That means output will not get amplified at all. Okay, and any small signal, if it is there, it cannot be detected properly because of the input impedance. Now these problems can be solved if you use an active element like op-amp along with this RNC. And then if you use that op-amp along with this RNC, then that op-amp will help you to give you a more output or amplifier output, and also it is having an advantage of high input impedance and low output impedance. Okay, so all this will make this passive filter, if you attach it, if you connect it with a active element like op-amp or transistor, then it can be called as active low pass filter. Okay, now this low pass filtering you can also achieve by using inductor in place of resistor also, which you must have seen in our communication subject. Okay, so you can have like this also. Okay, so here you can have your V out. Okay, and this will be your C, this will be your L, and this will be your V in. Okay, you can have it in this way also. Okay, but these are all passive filters, passive low pass filters. And if you want to make them active, then along with this passive arrangement, you should use an active element which can amplify the output. Okay, now low pass filtering, by definition we know that it is a frequency selective network which will pass all the frequencies below a specified frequency called as cutoff frequency. So if you see the graph like this, if you see the graph, the y-axis will take it as gain. Okay, that is output voltage over input voltage, and this is x-axis is frequency. Okay, then you will get a graph something like this. Okay, now this will be your maximum gain. If you come down minus 3 decibels, that is 0.707 of the maximum, then you will get a point here. Now that point, if you take it on frequency, there you will get a frequency specified which will be the cutoff frequency. So then from 0 till that cutoff frequency, all the signals in this frequency range will be passed by the filter. So this is called as pass band. And the frequencies above that specified frequency, all the signals above that specified frequency will be rejected, and this will be called as stop band. This is the basic definition of a low pass filter, and here today we'll see by using an op-amp along with the passive components of R and C, we'll have an active low pass filter. So it will be also called as first order because you are using one set of R and C. First order or Butterworth active low pass filter. Okay. So here if you see the definition, low pass filter is a filter which passes all frequencies from DC, that is 0 Hz, to upper cutoff frequency FH, and rejects any signals above this frequency. In ideal case, the frequency response curve drops at the cutoff frequency. Okay, so ideal case should be like this. Ideally, if you see the pass band and stop band, this is your gain, and this is if your frequency, then this will be pass band. Okay, pass band, and this will be stop band, and this will be your cutoff frequency from 0. Okay, but practically we see that there is a slope of, now this will come and this will come, and there will be a slope here. Now the slope will be around minus 20 decibels per decade of frequency. Okay, so there, this is what you get practically, and this is what you can speak ideally, that is theoretically. Okay, so anyway, the specified frequency is the cutoff frequency below which all the signals will be passed and above which all the signals will be attenuated or stopped. Now, by combining a basic RC low pass filter, as I've told you earlier, with an operational amplifier op-amp, we can create an active low pass filter circuit complete with amplification. So that will give you amplification. Output will be amplified as compared to the passive filter. So if you see a circuit of a filter with op-amp, now this op-amp connection, whatever we have shown, is having unity gain. So gain we have not shown still. So here you are having your R and C circuit. So here is your R, here is your C. Here only your low pass filtering is going to take place. This is what low pass filtering is going to take place. Okay, and the cutoff frequency will be given as 1 by 2 pi RC, where R and C are the values which you use here and here. And then it is given to the non-inverting terminal of the op-amp, and the inverting terminal is having a feedback. Now here you have not shown any feedback resistor, so we are not increasing any gain. Gain we have kept it as 1. So whatever signal you get here, that only output you will get here. So this section of op-amp, whatever you have connected, is a non-inverting unity amplifier. Now in place of unity amplifier, by using some feedback resistor and input resistor, we will make a non-inverting amplifier with a gain, and the gain depends on the feedback resistors. Okay, that means the output will be so many times or specified times more than the input. So if you see that type of circuit now, then here you can see you are having your low pass filtering. So here is your R and here is your C, which is doing the low pass filtering. So this is your low pass filter. Then that low pass filter input, whatever you are going to give here, whatever input you are going to give here, is going to the non-inverting terminal of the op-amp, and inverting terminal of the op-amp is connected with a feedback resistor R3 here. R3 is connected to the output, it is a feedback resistor, and R2 will be your input resistor. Okay, so here the gain for this non-inverting amplifier will be 1 plus 1 plus feedback resistor upon the input resistor. Okay, so here this will be the gain, and if you take R3 as 10 kilo ohms and R2 as 1 kilo ohm, then it will be 10 plus 1, that is 11 will be the gain, and the output will be 11 times more than the input. So this combination of op-amp and the low pass filtering is called as active low pass filter. Okay. The main disadvantage of passive filters, as I have told you earlier, is that the amplitude of the output signal is less than that of the input signal. That is, the gain is never greater than unity, and that the load impedance affects the filter characteristics. With a passive filter circuits containing multiple stages, this loss in signal amplitude called attenuation can become quite severe. One way of restoring or controlling this loss of signal is by using amplification through the use of active filters, where you are going to use active devices like op-amps or transistors. As their name implies, the active filter contains active components such as operational amplifiers, transistors, or FETs within their circuit design. They draw their power from an external power source and use it to boost or amplify the output signal. An active filter generally uses an operational amplifier with its design, and in the operational amplifier tutorial we saw that an op-amp has a high input impedance. That was one of the important characteristics of op-amp. A low output impedance and a voltage gain are determined by the resistor network within its feedback loop. So all this will help the filter. It will help the filter. This activeness will help the filter, and the filter will be called as active filter because it is giving you an amplified output. It is having an active device within itself. Okay, and the input impedance is very high so that it can catch any small signal, and output impedance is very low so it can be interfaced with any output device, and the voltage gain is good, depends on the feedback resistor. So here if you see again the practical type of circuit, so here you can see you are doing filtering here. This is R in series with the input here, and this is C which is parallel with the input, and then low frequencies will pass through here, high frequencies will pass through C, because the impedance provided by C will be very low for high frequency, because impedance for C XC is equal to 1 by 2 pi FC. So F increases, the impedance decreases, so it will pass all the high frequencies. Okay, so only the low frequencies will pass through here, and that will be decided by R and C, that how many, till what range the low frequency should pass. And then here you are having a non-inverting amplifier circuit where R2 here we have named it as feedback resistor, and R1 as the input resistor. So the gain will be given as AV is equal to 1 plus R2 upon R1. Okay, so this will give you the gain of the amplifier. So whatever output you get here after filtering will be amplified here at the output because of the op-amp connection in non-inverting amplifier case. The frequency response of the circuit will be same as that of the passive RC filter, except that the amplitude of the output is increased by the pass band gain, AF, that is the gain of the amplifier. For a non-inverting amplifier circuit, the magnitude of the voltage gain for the filter is given as a function of the feedback resistor, whether it is R2 or RF, divided by its corresponding input resistor R1 value, and is given as DC gain is equal to 1 plus feedback resistor upon the input resistor. So 1 plus R2 upon R1 in this case, or if you take the feedback resistor as RF, 1 plus RF upon R1. Okay. So if you see the ideal frequency response for a low pass filter, as I've told you earlier, so you will be having a cutoff frequency here, and then below the cutoff frequency. So if this is your cutoff frequency, then ideally below the cutoff frequency, this will be your pass band. This will be a pass band that is from 0 till cutoff frequency, and above the cutoff frequency, you will be having stop band. Okay. So all the frequencies, all the signals which are in the frequency range below the cutoff frequency are passed, and all the signals which are in the frequency above the cutoff frequency are stopped or rejected or attenuated. Now, practically, if you see the frequency response, as I've told you earlier also, it will look like this. So here you have a gain. Now here you can see y-axis is gain, and the gain is constant till here, and then it is decreasing at a rate of minus 20 decibels per decade. So here it is going to decrease at the rate of minus 20 decibels per decade. Okay, now here if you are having maximum gain as 20 decibels, you come back down minus 3 decibels to 17 decibels, and then whatever that half power point you get, this point, if you take it on frequency, then that will be your cutoff frequency. This will be your cutoff frequency. Okay, then all the signals from 0 till this cutoff frequency will be passed. This will be a pass band, and all the signals above the cutoff frequency will be stopped. So this will be your stop band. Okay. So applications of active low pass filters in electronics, these filters are widely used in many applications. These filters are used in hiss filters in audio, okay, speakers to reduce the high frequency hiss produced in the system, and these are used as inputs for subwoofers. Okay, these are also used in equalizers and audio amplifiers. In analog to digital conversion, these are used as anti-aliasing filters to control signals. In digital filters, they are used in blurring of images, smoothing sets of data signals. In radio transmitters to block harmonic emissions. In acoustics, that is sound, these filters are used to filter the high frequency signals, high frequency signals from the transmitting sound, which will cause echoes at higher sound frequencies. So there are many applications of this active low pass filter. Okay. Thank you, students.